All right, guys, we're live Wednesday night instead of Thursday. I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry about the switch up. Probably going to do when I do lives with Michelle, we'll probably end up doing them on Wednesdays. It works better for her schedule. If anything changes, I'll obviously put it up. Chris, I'll give me a call after the show and we'll talk about, the truck and everything. I want to go over something with you that I just found out. Also, Justin, if you're on here, you always text me when I go live. I don't know how and why you know when I go live, but I'll try and give you a text a little later. But anyway, how's it going tonight, Michelle?
Everything's going good. Been a long week. Been super busy in the lease world. We've had quite a few trucks in Greer, so the other recruiters are also sending drivers to pick them up in Greer. So, I'm working with my folks and, other recruiters folks. So it's been keeping me on my toes.
Yeah, I know. I keep sending you people. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Staying busy. So
absolutely.
Cody's got a good question. Hey, Rabbit, what dash cam do you have? Honestly, I don't know what the name of the dash cam that I have, but with me being in this loaner truck, and it's funny that you brought it up because I just brought it up with my driver leader today. But I've got what's the new one called? Netrodyne? Is that right?
Netrodyne. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that what you have in the loaner?
Yeah, that's what's in the loaner. And what's really surprising, not that I'm a crazy driver or anything, but I am kind of somewhat of a rebel sometimes, but he told me my driving is perfect on the Netrodyne. I guess there's like a point system, and anything above 800 is good. And
right.
He said
I was Smart Drive. It's funny. The Smart Drive is the more points you have, the worse you are, and Netrodyne, the more points you have, the better you are.
Yeah, it's really weird because he said I was like at 998, which is crazy to me because, like you said, it's just the opposite. Because I remember when I can't remember what his name is. One of the very first guys that came over, they terminated his contract literally like less than 30 days. And I asked him, I said, well, how many points do you have? He's like, I've got over 500. I said, 500? How is that possible? That's on the Smart Drive. I said, 50 is the level where they start giving you a phone call. How are you even driving with 500? But anyway, I hope that answers your question, Cody, but I don't know what the name of my drive cam is that I use in the truck, but Diabetic Trucker. I've never seen you before. Good to have you in. Hey, Rabbit. Good to have you, bud. Jason Harvey. I called them, and they aren't paying anything near what the national market is right now, $1.35 a mile, and it's lease if you do more miles. Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the mileage, the sliding scale.
Yeah. Well, Jason, I don't know what to tell you, but there's a lot of things over here that you don't pay for, and that's one of the things that I have. Yeah, that's one of the things I have a lot of difficulty explaining to you guys. There's a lot of things that you don't pay for over here. I've told you guys this before. The reason I'm back over at Swift is because I make more money over here. And I'm just talking about the driving. I'm not talking about training or anything else. I make more money than what I did at Schneider or working any of the load boards that I did. I always have and probably will until, the market ever goes back up. There's William Hartman. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I know we ended up talking yesterday. I hope things are well with you.
I saw him yesterday. Or was it today? I saw him today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sammy Filippo, what's going on with him? He should be about ready to come aboard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the processing part right now. They're working on him.
Sammy, give me a call tomorrow, buddy. We'll talk. Diabetic Trucker. Michelle, what is the prerequisite to lease with Swift? Just 9 months, right?
Yeah, 9 months of recent, over the road or regional type experience. That we've kind of been, I don't want to say we lowered our standards, but as long as you've had 9 months in the last 3 years, we'll accept some local experience as well. Because, local driving is just as hard as over the road driving. So they've kind of opened their eyes to that a little bit and have decided to take some of that local experience into consideration.
Speaking of the devil, Justin, I was just talking about you. You always text me right as I go live. I'll text you after the show, Justin. Hope things are well with you. And there's Craig Hutchison. What's going on, Craig? How are you, buddy? Hope things are well.
That's the dude that's after my job.
Is he really? Why is that?
No. Oh, we were on one of these calls, and he said that he wanted to be a recruiter. I'm just teasing him.
Oh, yeah. I
think have it.
Craig, if my memory serves me correct, I think you ended up getting health insurance from my friend Steven. Let me know if you did. I think you did. I know you called him at least. My guy Steven's really hooking a lot of these guys up. Will Moore, hey, what's going on, buddy? How are you? And Sammy says that he did his physical and drug test today.
Cool.
So that must be a step forward then from what you were thinking.
Yeah. So where's this insurance from?
He's a
company?
No, he is a broker, so he's got over 50 companies that he works with. United Healthcare, Humana, I mean everything. And we'll put it this way. When I had health insurance, and I haven't had it since I was with JB Hunt, and we were paying almost $900 a month for me, my wife, and my daughter. Well, now it's $250 a month, and it's better insurance. Yeah,
that's great.
And that's medical.
That's a big concern. Yeah, that's a big concern for independence. Right.
Yeah. There's Juwan Pearson. Hey, what's going on with you, buddy? I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you still going through the process?
He's not. Yeah, he's not right now.
Okay. And Craig says, "We love you, Michelle. No one can replace you." Yeah,
that's right. That's right. I just like to tease everybody a little bit. So
okay, so you haven't called him yet. Okay, I know you had asked about it on the show. So you got to, okay, so Juan, you got to wait 6 months. I got you. You must have had something in your history then, if that's the case. Not that I'm trying to rat you out or anything, but that's usually what that means.
It's hard when you do a lot of working for yourself. Some of that stuff, is you can't.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He worked for himself. I remember that, him telling me that. Yeah. So there's Pop Tart. Peterbilt 389 girl. How's it going, Pop Tart? You always comment on every video I put up, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. One of these days when I get in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, I'll catch up with you and your husband. As you can see, I got a lot of regulars in here tonight.
Yeah.
There's Juan. Yes, it's all good. Okay, good deal, man. Good deal. Boy, these comments are popping up. Anybody got questions for Michelle? I feel like we're just doing a regular show tonight here.
Yeah.
Hello from some parking lot in Ohio. You know what? I just left Ohio. I'm actually in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I just crossed over, heading to Battle Creek, Michigan. As a matter of fact, I'll be there tonight. I'm going to finish this drive tonight. I've only got.
Where's Jonah? I haven't heard from Jonah yet.
No, he actually just parked a minute ago. He's on our Life 360. He literally just parked a few minutes ago. He'll pop up. Yeah. I saw where my Louisville Cardinals beat the shit out of your South Carolina basketball team. Did you see that?
No,
Oh, it was like 120 to 40. Absolutely murdered them. Yeah.
That sounds like our football team here. It's really sad. But Jonah can't say anything either because Clemson is just as sad this year. So. Yeah.
All right, so guys, every day I get calls from you guys asking about the percentage, the load board, all the above. The load board we've talked about. Michelle's brought up the percentage a couple times here and there. Got a guy that started this week. Right now, there's 25 people you said that are doing it. Is that right?
No, it's growing rapidly. So we started with, the 25 internal Swift drivers, our beta group. And then we decided that we wanted to do some comparisons with new applicants. So we're adding 25 of those. I think we have we have just about every single one of those filled. They haven't necessarily started yet, just like James, signed his contract yesterday. So, but it should be within the next week or so that all those guys should be active so we can track them.
Okay, good deal. So just let you guys know, James, I'm going to give him a couple weeks, and I'm going to bring him on the show, and we're gonna do a whole show just on the load board and the percentage board, because believe it or not, his load board is going to look a little bit different because he's on that percentage board than the load board that the other guys, the rate per mile guys, see. So it's new to me too. I get what he's talking about, but we're going to have to look at it when he comes aboard. I say look at it. We're not going to show it on here, but we'll talk about it. That's one thing I refuse to do. I will never show anything like that. But anyway, guys, you can if we're ever near you or somewhere where we can show you, we'll show you in person. But we're not going to put it on here. But we got good stuff coming, I believe.
Well, and what's good for somebody may not be good for the next guy. I mean, in different areas and different markets, and you just, it's going to be all different for each person.
And that percentage board, can that work with somebody on dedicated too, or is that just only on the load board and
just load board and over the road? Now, I mean, and I did confirm this because I was concerned. I guess it was probably the last time that we had one of these shows. I did confirm with management that if there's not a load or you haven't chosen a load off the load board, you can still get planned, and they've converted the system to show you what your market value percentage will pay you as well, even on a planned load from dispatch.
Okay. So even though he's on the 70%, he can still get planned by a planner.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. So Pearson says, guess what? Extra mile finished my contract, left me stranded in Chicago. Oh, they stranded you in Chicago? Wow. I mean, are you going somewhere else for another job then? Is that what you're doing? You'll have to give me a call tomorrow, Juan. For drivers that come over, are they being offered load board, or is it just for select few? The load board's for everybody.
Yeah, the load board is for everybody. Everybody that's running over the road. Now, if you're running like a regional or a selected, market that's might be considered dedicated or something like that, you won't have a load board. But over the road drivers will all have a load board.
So are they still being strict on if you sign up for that 70%, they making them stay on it for a year and not switch back and forth?
No, not to begin with. We're gonna have some play because it's not going to work for all people. The more experienced drivers that know how load boards and markets work, well, I'm sure we'll do better. Some of these newer drivers, or I know I've had a couple trainers that didn't like it because they were just too well taken care of on the mileage side. And they didn't like, they were being taken care of by dispatch and their management, and leaving all that into their hands made them a little nervous. So they went back to it.
So Will says, do you have to complete the lease if you want to switch trucks?
Most of the time, yes. I mean, if there's mechanical issues and stuff like that, we may consider switching the truck, but just for that reason only.
So the wife is saying hello to all the followers and the wonderful Michelle.
Hey there, how you doing?
She's my little trooper, my little, I call her my cheerleader. She's always behind my back. Juan, who left you stranded. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not.
That's terrible.
Diabetic, do you have a choice of loads, or you dispatch similar to company drivers? That's kind of a, I mean, there's load board loads, and then there's, you can be dispatched by a planner too. So there's both.
Right. Nothing's forced though for owners. So, I mean, if you don't want to take an offered load through dispatch, you don't have to. But the loads on the load board are not the same loads that are offered to company drivers.
So I got to tell you, I found out something new today, and I don't know if you know Tommy or not, but Tommy's a company driver. He's one of the guys that I kind of brought into my wing with all my guys that are on the the 360. But anyway, he's a company driver, and Swift's the only company that I know you can come in as a company driver and refuse loads too. And I didn't know that. So that's kind of a
officially
advantage.
that's kind of a, it's not necessarily true, but it's not necessarily wrong. They're not, Swift has never tried to force loads down your throat. And if you've got legitimate reasons or whatever, they're going to work with you if they can. But, there are times though where we have to say, hey, I really need you to take this load.
So William Hartman, does the count on fuel too on the 70%?
So when you, on the market value loads, will give you your all-in price. So it would be your mileage technically plus your fuel surcharge. And you'll see that if that load, it pays $900 plus $100 for fuel surcharge, you'll see $1,000, and that's what you get.
So Craig making a comment here. He said he absolutely loves it at Swift. So Craig, with that being said, and I've said this before, I wish I would have never left the first time.
I paid Craig to say that too. I slid him 20 this morning.
But guys, I've talked to several of you in the past, and I've actually talked some of you guys out of coming to Swift. Not that that's a good business move, but it's not for everybody. And, I've had guys call me, can you make, $3,000-$4,000 a week? Well, it's going to be a little rough and tough to do that here. And those guys, I said, man, you're better off staying where you're at if you're making that kind of money. You're not going to get rich here, but you're not going to go broke either. You can make a decent living here. But like I said, I wish I would have stayed here the first. My truck the lease would be up on it next year in February.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It would be Jose Reyes. The Swift website shows an address in South Texas, Texas, as a terminal. Is that a drop load?
Far is a border crossing lot, but I mean the term. That terminal in that area is Laredo.
Okay. I've never been there. I've been to Laredo, but I've never been there.
Yeah, we have a border crossing, I believe, in Far, from my dispatcher days.
Gotcha. Will says, can we switch between dry van and reefer like runabout? I think
no.
Yeah, because you have to sign a different contract for different divisions. The pay's different. Right. That's why.
Yeah, we run it just like dedicated. Like you were dedicated. You're either a dry van driver or a reefer driver. Reefer drivers tend to haul dry vans. Dry van drivers rarely do reefers.
So here's the question. Did y'all hear about the trainee who kicked the trainer off of the truck? Was it with Swift? I've never heard that before.
No. I've had a trainee leave my trainer at the truck stop, but that's about it.
That was an accident too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Trainee was driving. The trainer sneezed on the trainee and looked up and just sneezed on him once. Kept doing. Okay. Wow. Never a good way to build a relationship with planning team than refusing loads. Yeah. I've never got into a big, I take just about everything that they have. If you don't, if you got an issue with, and I talked to a driver about this today. He was getting like 250, 300 mile loads. And this is just this is the calls that I was telling you that I get all the time, Michelle. He called me and said, hey, I've been watching your show for months and I've been with Swift for about a month now. Did you use me as a referral? No, I'm sorry. That's all right, man. Well, what's going on? Well, he's getting these 250, 300 mile loads. And I said, well, let me put it this way to you. I've said many times before, my biggest nemesis with Swift is the planners. But in their defense, there's so many of them out there. There's so many planners, and there's so many drivers. They don't know how the driver wants to run. They're throwing something at you to see if you like it, if you don't like it. If you don't like it, call up and negotiate and say, hey, I don't mind taking this, but can you give me something on the back end? Or can you get me back over here? Or do you have something maybe with some more miles? Tell them how you want to run. They're people too. They're human. And that's kind of what I learned to do when I was running OTR, years ago when I first started. And it took me a little bit
even like when I was a driver leader, the Northeast is a perfect example. If you took a load to the Northeast, you could get stuck in their little loop running 200, 300-mile loads for 2 weeks. So, you'd go up there and you'd ask the planner, say, hey, I come up, I'll do one of your short ones, stack me with another one out. And, they're good with that. It just depends on the area, right? Too, the Southeast freight, we have tons of little loads that, just stay in the South, but we've got freight. It's just a lot of shorter mile stuff. But, that driver as well, was he running over the road or was he doing like an Eastern regional? Okay.
Yeah, he was doing over the road. And guys, just like she said, there's a bunch of stuff in the Southeast, little small loads. You might be able to make a really good living just running Southeast freight with all these little loads and not spend a whole lot of money on fuel. And it might be, I know a bunch of guys that do that, and they do very well at that.
You just have to find your niche.
Craig, how long have you been? So I'm assuming, how long have you been there? Craig's been here a long time. I don't know how many years. Greg, you can count. 5 years, he says. Craig's been here 5 years. Baker Brothers, what's the rate averaging over there? And are you guys on the national average for fuel surcharge?
Yes.
So we're 100% of the fuel surcharge, and we are on the national average. Average rate over here, well, there's no average rate. It's $1.15 to $1.36. Is that right?
Well, I think the average is like $1.27. I think if they average it out, maybe, or $1.24, one of the others. The middle rate is $1.24 if you go smack dab in the middle.
Right. What he's talking about, though, what's the average rates on like the low, like the actual load boards? Yeah, not our shit. Yeah. But we don't run off of that load board. All those load boards, we have our own. So the trainee didn't say anything or do anything. He just kept driving the truck. The trainer laid down in the sleeper and fell asleep, and so the trainee woke him up. And the wife is agreeing with you, talking about me leaving.
That's why I know you're not going anywhere, because your wife will cut you.
I'm too old to, like I said, the only way I would ever leave here is if health reasons or, something with the family or something like that. I'm not going anywhere. I have no reason to. Craig, how can I get in contact with you? Cody, my number is on all the videos. You can call me and I can put you in contact with Craig. I don't know if Craig wants to put his number out here like that, but feel free to call me. My number is always on here. Like I always say, I'm the easiest and most accessible YouTuber that's out there. Man, that yellow 26 Kenworth is nice. Looking at the site now. So there's a 26 Kenworth on there. I guess it's probably gone, isn't it? That website hasn't been updated.
I think that one is actually earmarked for a end of lease customer, I do believe. Now they did have a couple out this week that were extra. I ended up, one of my applicants is picking up a black cherry 26 Kenworth tomorrow. But of course, he had to put the 2,500 up front, but it's black cherry. It's beautiful.
I was going to say, I bet that black cherry really looks good.
It is sharp.
Peterbilt girl. Trainee stopped the truck and told the trainer something is wrong with the back of the trailer. So the trainer walked to the back of the trailer and he drove off. Well, he did that on purpose.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. He left in the middle of the night on top of Donner's Pass. That's not a good place to leave somebody.
No kidding.
What happened after leases up? I offer a new lease or go back to company.
So you've got a couple of options there. On the newer trucks, you can, of course, get outside financing and buy your truck. 2, depending on the truck and the maintenance that you've taken care of it and the mileage, a lot of times you can roll that truck over into our MRP lease, which is lease it again. We'll lower the payment, add an extended warranty, and you can lease that truck for another 2 to 3 years to get a much smaller balloon payment, somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000, so you can afford to, finance it a little bit easier. Or you always have the option to get a new unit.
Okay.
At that point, you can order the color you want and what model, as long as it coincides with the models that we're currently purchasing.
Jose says, is there anything dedicated out of South Texas drop lot? I guess being considered Laredo. Yeah, I don't know of anything. The only thing that I know of that, and it's really not even close to you, it's still quite a bit away, is that Corsicana, Texas Coles, which is
There's
basically just
that.
south.
And the Houston way, they do an academy sports, but yeah, there's not a lot of dedicated out there for us right now. You kind of have to come in, do your thing, and wait for a hole to open.
So Juan says, so I have to jump on Super Ego so I can get back home. I think to deliver the load tomorrow and quit and take the truck stop go. Affect me at 6 months. You know, just to let you know, Super Ego doesn't go after you, and they don't put anything on your record. They're just call them, tell them where the truck is, and that's all you really got to do with them. I had a friend that left them, and not that I'm telling you to do that, but still.
They don't want you to bring the truck back to a terminal somewhere?
Yeah, they only have one terminal that I know of, and that's in Chicago, yeah. Anything dedicated out of Columbus, Ohio. Isn't Home Goods, isn't that up there in Ohio somewhere?
Yeah, but they don't take owners. That's all company based.
Okay. What do you have in dedicated in Kansas or Illinois?
Nothing.
Yeah. Like she said, dedicated is
pretty
slim.
Yeah, it's pretty slim. You know, dedicated accounts are priority, you know, 9 times out of 10. We got to keep them full. So you just got to come in and, you know, stake your claim, you know, show that you're a good driver, that you'll be on time and do what you're supposed to do. And when openings arise, then you know, move forward.
If you're going to abandon your truck, it's not going to be good for you or good idea. If you're going to do it, leave the truck at a weigh station on top of the scales and log out of your ELD. Huh, interesting. I don't understand that. All right, guys. We kind of committed to about 30 minutes tonight. I'm at a truck stop. I got to get rolling, finish my night up. I know Michelle doesn't want to stay on here too long tonight either. My plan is to try and go live again tomorrow night if you guys want to catch up, and we'll just kind of have a free-for-all tomorrow night. If things work out, that's kind of what I want to do. So if you guys got any questions, pop up some questions there, and we'll get them out. What does the Bluebird in Fort Valley, Georgia for dedicated?
That all we have there is flatbed. It's flatbed.
Okay. Does reefer or dry van pay more?
Well, the rate per mile is higher on reefer, but the bottom line is dry van, if that makes sense.
Abandonment doesn't mean anything. My husband has done it and took it too. Okay.
Well, we have a ton of terminals, so we definitely don't like that at Swift because you've got plenty of options to return it to a terminal.
All right. Anybody got any last final questions? My hair looks like crap tonight. I guess I should have combed it for
Mine too. It's been a long day. But anyway, what we can do if you guys want to is once we get, you know, some tracking done on James, we'll answer Tommy here in just a second. But if, you know, look to see what he's doing and some of the other ones that we have that are going to do market value, and then we can talk again, you know, in a couple weeks if you want to. With a 6-month lease, when you return your truck, they do an inspection on it, and then you can order your new truck as well. I have a couple of them out there that have done 6-month leases. After they've had the truck a month or two, they're going ahead and ordering that next truck. So
Juan says, one day I'll be back at Swift. I hope so. Yeah, you will. And that's Tommy Kramer. That's the guy I was talking about. That's a company driver that I've taken up.
Where's he out of?
He's running the Mopar stuff with me and Elmer.
Okay.
So he's running with me. Yeah, he was one of the first drivers that I pulled up because I know he needed it.
Gotcha.
Good night, y'all. I may try to come to by Greer. Yeah, go by Greer and see Michelle.
Absolutely. Come and see me. Ask William Hartman. I like to talk. Come and see me. I'll answer any questions you have.
That's not William Hartman there, is it?
No, I was just saying, no. I was just talking about William being in Greer the other day. When he comes in, it's like he'll ask me a question and he'll pop out and he'll leave. And then 30 minutes later, I got one more. And he'll come in and ask me a question. Then he leaves. And then, 30 minutes later, he's back.
So Tommy makes a good comment. 6 months is excellent. See if the truck works. Can you extend the truck if you want to? Yep, you sure can.
Absolutely, you sure can.
Could you all one day do a demo for us on the load board? Can't do a demo on the load board on the computer. I don't have access to the load board anymore because I'm dedicated now, but I don't know.
I can I'll get with Ian, and maybe, with permission, maybe we can get a flash of it.
Why don't we do this? Since we got James doing this and you got that, why don't we just plan on 2 weeks from today? We'll do another live. We'll touch up 70% on James. We'll get James on here to let him do some talking too. And you can follow up on the load board thing if they approve it.
Mike Cox starts Monday, and he's doing market value too.
Okay. Mike Cox, that ain't one of my guys, is it?
Yes, it is. The guy from Arizona.
Oh, yes. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy says Mopar rocks. I agree with you, man. I've got no complaints. Leaving it on top of the scales is going to cost the carrier quite a bit of money for towing and impoundment. Wow, I didn't know that. And get a ride downtown. Wow.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Get you in trouble.
Way to go, especially with the new Volvos. And Craig says he loves his Volvo.
We know he does. He's Volvo crazy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll call it tonight. Thanks for coming in tonight, Michelle. I'm blasted. I did like 1,200 miles in the last 2 days, and then I probably have done at least 600 today too. So I'm beat, absolutely beat.
Well, I've been coming in early and working late every night trying to get my stuff taken care of, as well as train the new recruiter. So.
Me too, but she was posed the 25. Okay. Oh, the 25. Yeah, his 25 Volvo had all kinds of electrical issues. They had to move him out and put him in the 26.
He was talking about possessed. Yeah. I get it.
Hey, Gigolo Joe, call me tomorrow. I got news to tell you. So give me a ring tomorrow. That's Joe. Yellow Kenworth Joe.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Hey, I'm Wolfgang Van Swift. I can never say that word. He named his Volvo Vicky Wolfgang.
Oh, my goodness.
He's German, so.
Yeah, I guess.
German, but he sounds Irish. He sounds like Lucky Charms Irish is what he sounds like. He's a company driver.
Yeah, I know, but I think I may have spoken with him.
You might have.
Maybe.
You might very well have.
Maybe not, but.
Well, thanks for coming in tonight, Michelle. I'm sorry to make it kind of brief, but I know you kind of wanted to make it brief too, so it worked.
I'm tired.
And, guys, we'll do it. We'll do it again in 2 weeks. Everybody have a good night, and catch me live tomorrow night, guys.
Sounds like a date. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, guys. You all have a good night, man, and we'll try and do this again tomorrow. Read these last few comments, and then I'm out of here. Hello, Volvo gang. The wife, good night, drivers, and Michelle. Thanks for keeping my diva driver straight. Absolutely. Yes, I stopped at your office a couple weeks ago. That's right. I remember we did talk to her. Okay. Pop-Tart gone trolling tonight. I'm in a good mood. Awesome. Good mood. And 12/5, everything goes back to normal. Absolutely. Make sure you call me tomorrow, bud. And Chris, thanks. Chris, give me about 15 minutes and I'll call you. I'm going to call the wife first. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, guys.